A monster falls into the water, stirring up huge splashes. People begin to gather on the bank one after another. They don't realize a disaster is coming at all. Then the man takes out a can and throws it into the river. Suddenly a tail appears. Everyone is shocked. They are like watching an animal show. As more and more people join, a huge dark shadow appears under the water. But slowly it suddenly disappears again. Just as everyone is about to leave, the man seems to see something. People finally realize the seriousness of the situation. However, their speed is no match for the monster. The man shouts for everyone to run away, but the monster chases after them at once. Meanwhile, a woman is listening to music. She doesn't notice the changes around her at all, until the monster approaches. Then a lady notices something. She sees a huge monster chasing the crowd. A group of people run into a container, but this will be the worst decision they have ever made. The next second, the monster rushes directly inside. The woman escapes by chance instead. The fate of the people inside is obvious. Other people stop to watch one after another. The people inside keep calling for help. Along with their whale's blood drips down the walls. Then two heroes run over. But before they can open the door, the monster rushes out. Everyone runs away again. The slowest person naturally becomes the new target. Seeing this, the hero picks up a brick and rushes forward. The brick hits the monster's foot exactly. At this time, the fat man is already in its mouth. The man is very anxious after seeing it. He directly lifts up a sign. They rush towards the monster together. Seeing that most of the fat man has been swallowed, they hurriedly retreat behind. The man crawls under the car, but the hero is caught. There is no way out. The man picks up the sign again. Then he walks around to the back of the monster. Seeing that the hero has died, the man retreats quickly. The girl kicks a can away. A sound catches her attention. After the water inside sprays out, the sound of people running for their lives gradually grows louder. The little girl walks slowly towards the can. She doesn't notice the people running desperately at all. The next second, she is suddenly pulled away. That person is her father. The girl hasn't figured out what is going on. The monster has already chased after them, but the man trips over. In a panic, he grabs a random person's hand and starts running frantically. However, when he looks back, he finds out this is not his daughter. He has grabbed the wrong person. Then the girl's father comes and takes her away. The man looks around nervously in search. Suddenly, he seems to see something. The man can only watch helplessly as his daughter is taken away. The monster jumps into the water, raising huge splashes. He rushes forward quickly to check. The girl is on the monster's tail. The man shouts his daughter's name desperately. He jumps into the water at once after realizing what has happened, but it is already too late. He can only watch as the monster spits out the people it has eaten, then swallows the girl. Maybe because adults are not easy to carry, while children are relatively more suitable in size. The man can only do this. Watch helplessly as his daughter is dragged into the water by the monster. The chef is preparing to handle the lobsters, but suddenly, he finds some white mucus underneath, so he completely flips the lobster over to check. The head chef is furious. He tells the assistant to clean it up, but the girl also gets sprayed all over. Immediately after, the head chef's condition starts to worsen. He has no choice but to ask others for help, but even so, he keeps breaking out in cold sweat, and the girl has the same feeling. That night, the head chef collapses on his way home. When he is sent to the hospital for emergency treatment, the doctor directly pronounces him dead. At the same time, his assistant is also sent to the hospital, because they both vomited black liquid. The doctor personally goes to the kitchen to ask. Learning assuming that this illness may be related to the lobsters, and the only other person who came into contact with the lobsters is that girl. The doctor immediately rushes to her house, but at this moment the assistant in the hospital shows abnormalities. The doctor immediately performs CPR on him, but his condition not only fails to improve, his body also starts shaking violently. It does not take long before he dies. On the other side, the doctor also learns the news. She is eager to find the girl, but not until she pushes open the bedroom door does she find that the girl has already died, and her death state is exactly the same as the other two. It can be seen from this that the cause is definitely the lobsters. So the doctor takes a drop of the dead assistant's blood onto a slide, then cuts her finger, mixing her own blood with it. After magnifying it with a microscope, she finds there are a large number of marine vibrios in the assistant's blood, constantly eroding the blood cells. The speed is so fast that even the doctor feels a chill. And this kind of vibrio is also very strange. It can not only immune the attack of white blood cells, but also produce toxins when mixed with human blood. The doctor is very lucky to have discovered it in time. But just then, inside a car wash, a male employee shows symptoms of general fatigue. Then he vomits black blood and collapses to the ground. His expression is very painful. At the same time, more and more patients appear one after another. But strangely, these people have not eaten any seafood before the onset. Just when the assistant feels confused, the doctor suddenly remembers what the restaurant manager said. The lobsters were thrown into the crushing pool, and the bacteria have most likely entered the city's water supply system through the sewer. After hearing this, the assistant's expression gradually freezes, because in just the time of a phone call, the number of patients coming for treatment has almost doubled. This monster feeds on human diseases. Even though sentenced to death with terminal cancer, he can cure completely, and the treatment method is very simple: transfer the disease into his own body, thus allowing the patient to recover. But this method comes at a huge cost. The more serious the illness, the harder it is for him to digest, and when the disease reaches a critical point, he will die from exhaustion of life.
How much do I have to pay you?
Live a long, happy life. That's payment enough.
But even though he is so kind, there are still people who want to kill him. The killer obviously didn't understand his true ability. He can not only absorb diseases, but also double the diseases and return them to others, turning them into the most powerful killing tool. Realizing the danger, the killer immediately jumped out of the window to escape. The monster did not chase, because in his eyes the killer was already dead. As expected, the killer's body immediately underwent pathological changes. When he was found the next day, he had long been dead. Soon the police arrived at the scene. Based on the investigation, they came to the doctor's house. Coincidentally, they caught him treating a patient. As the doctor finished casting his spell, he also collapsed on the sofa from overexertion. And what was shocking, the patient's face recovered miraculously. After they left, the sheriff immediately stepped forward to ask about what happened last night. Faced with the inquiry, the doctor told everything, but he said he knew nothing about the cause of death. Sensing that the doctor was hiding something, the police had to leave first. Continuing their investigation, they found that the deceased had an accomplice. Worried about the doctor's safety, they rushed over immediately, and just then, the killer's accomplice revealed her true identity. She was the doctor's nanny. Even though the doctor was already at the end of his tether, this knife still couldn't kill him. Seeing her husband in danger, the wife showed her true form on the spot. She directly slit the nanny's neck. However, just as she was about to breathe her last, the doctor quietly walked over. He reached out and covered the nanny's wound. He was going to use his last remaining vitality to heal the hatred and pain in the nanny's heart. Even though his wife was crying and stopping him frantically, the doctor remained unmoved until he exhausted all his life force.